Given this Otis Elite smart gun care set to review by Heather from Otis, and it's a fantastic kit. The content of it is typical Otis, highest quality you can get. In this country it's full of stuff that we can't use, unfortunately, for all the reasons we already know, but the stuff we can use in here is absolutely excellent. One of the things I quite like about Otis is that their people stand by their products, and they've all written their names here to prove it. The contents of the box are this fantastic carry-all bag, which contains quite a lot of stuff. You can see we've got a whole load of brass brushes that fit onto Otis rods, all sizes, an AR chamber and bolt lug brush, lens cleaning stuff, lens cloths, oil, a ripcord, a little kit that you can separate out and take with you, and this has a lot more similar stuff in it, along with a whole load of their pieces to do with the pull-throughs that they make, and more brushes. So there's quite a wide calibre range from 1.7 all the way through to 12 bore. And then they've got these steel cables that are plastic coated, and the end connections fit all of their brushes and rods and everything that they make, and they connect onto Leatherman and Gerber tools as well, so they're quite uniform in their usability, and they are of the American 8/32 size. Otis were also kind enough to give me a selection of ripcords, which are a pull-through system for cleaning barrels to test. They don't come with the set, they are separately available, and they're absolutely fantastic in my opinion. We've just been out on the range today, and coming back I need to give the rifle a pull through before we get back in the car and drive home, just to make sure all of the muck is out of the barrel. The bolt's out, I've got that in its container, and so if I just take the cover off, we can get on with doing the pull through using the ripcord. Gun's flagged. If I turn it around this way, this is a ripcord that I've been using for a little while, and so it is quite solid. Okay, inserting the ripcord should be done from the back of the receiver and not through the ejection slot, because so pulling through, one continuous pull is best. As you can see, that was quite tight. There's not a lot of dirt, but the beauty of the ripcords is that they are with a corrugated surface caused by the rubber insert that's calibre specific, and the material is Nomex, so if you'd just been shooting your rifle it wouldn't matter. The Nomex has an 800 degree melting temperature, so you couldn't do that with a nylon pull through and not get it melting. So that's one advantage of these, of many. Now, rifles with muzzle brakes tend to complicate things, but in this case it's come through completely. I'm going to put the bolt back in now and get back home. So Otis have come up with a much thinner steel pull through for the 1.7 calibers, and you can see the difference in the thickness here on these two cables. This thicker one is for the 22s and upwards, and this thin one is for 17s. And you can see here, because of its smaller diameter, they've incorporated a loop on which you can put a patch on one end, and at the other end they've got a much smaller screwed connection for either this T-handle, which I won't screw in, or these small brushes. I've attached the 17 brush to this pull through, and I'm now going to pull it through the 17 rifle. There's no opportunity to put a T-handle on this end, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem with the small size. Okay. So, putting the pull through in from the back of the receiver again, without going in through the ejection slot and risking eroding the edge of the breech, it's through and can be offered up. So pushing through, it emerges, and with a firm but distinct pull, out comes a whole load of debris. And again, a convenient way to store this for use in the field is in an old air pellet tin, and I really wish that Otis would market a set with that in. I know they do a set that's 4 17s as an individual set in one of their little fabric bags, but this is so convenient. I found it easily goes in the pocket, and you can keep absolutely everything you need in it very easily. And to stop disasters, I just keep one of those anti-drop safety covers on the tin, in order to ensure that it doesn't all disperse. And to stop disasters, it goes into one of those. For shotgun users, there's a 20 gauge and a 12 gauge or 12 bore ripcord, and I'm just going to demonstrate from the back of the ejection slot to avoid getting towards the edge of the breech. And when I get to the point where the ripcord stops, I'm going to go to the other end, grab it tightly because this is quite tricky, and then pull through in one movement. And you can see where it's picking up all of the debris and dirt that's in the bore of the shotgun on the high parts of where the rubber moulding is underneath the Nomex sleeve. I left the choke in on this gun. It's only had a couple of shots through it, and I'll be using it again in the next few days. So I only wanted to pull through the barrel and not take it right down and clean it fully. So hopefully you'll be able to see that you can use the Otis equipment on virtually any gun, and the results do speak for themselves. I'd also like to express my very great gratitude to Heather at Otis, and I look forward to seeing her again soon.